everyone, I'm Mind, and in this video I'll be doing my final 2023 Ninjago set review with this set right here. This is of course the Polybag Ice Dragon creature. It's a downscaled version of Zane's Ice Dragon creature from earlier this year, and this released back in January, but Polybags always have somewhat weird releases, and at least here in the US I was never able to find this one in stores. Now I actually just took a family vacation to Canada and we stopped by Toys R Us while we were there, and they had so many Polybags, including this one, so I made sure to pick it up while I was there. You can see this set's also a 2-in-1 set, so we will be taking a look at both builds in this video, but first I just wanted to show you the Polybag packaging itself. But now with that out of the way, I'm going to open this up, build it up, and we'll take a look at how good or bad the build actually is. So here's the first build of this set, the Microscale Ice Dragon, and I actually think this guy's really cute. You can see just like the full-size model, there's a total of 6 legs here, 3 on each side, and I will say the legs are probably my least favorite part of this build. You can see they end off on clips, which is an alright choice, but something about it just feels a little bit off to me. However, something I really like is the design on the back of this build. I think that looks incredible. That's genuinely a really nice shape in such a small scale. There's a good bit of articulation here too. You can see the back legs are mini ball joints, and then the front and middle legs are connected together on one mini ball joint. And then of course there's also wings at the top, and these can also be articulated individually, with the wings themselves connecting on mini ball joints, and then you can see these swords on the end can also move a little bit. The head I feel like maybe does leave a little bit to be desired. It's not terrible by any means, but I have seen microscale dragons with a lot more personality in the face than this one has. And I think it's really cute the way they did the microscale flags out the back. Something I neat about this build is each section of the dragon's back is actually 2x2, so that way you could sit a minifigure on here if you want. Obviously the set doesn't come with any minifigures, but if you want this to be a small dragon for your ninja to ride around on, that's an option you have. So yeah, I don't have too much else to say on this build. It's fine. It's not like spectacular in my opinion. We've definitely gotten Polybags from Ninjago that I've liked more in the past, but it is at the very least cute and it's fun to build, and there's a good bit of articulation on it. However, of course, as I mentioned, there is an alternate build to this set. Now the alternate build's instructions do not come in the Polybag, you have to look them up online. So now I'm gonna take this apart and rebuild it. And then here's the alt build where the dragon turns into this like more bipedal mech-like thing. This mimics the alternate build in the full-size set because of course the full-size set is also a 2-in-1 set. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to think of this one. It's very weird, but I think it's actually fairly good for what it's trying to be. The sort of like angled legs gives it a very unique shape, feels very bestial, but lots of parts of this build are very blocky and open because it is an alternate build on such a small scale. However, I feel like that doesn't actually hurt the overall build too much. I will say the chest actually looks pretty good. This part right here I'm maybe not the biggest fan of, but I really like how the top of the chest up here was designed. The tail at the back of the sword's a fun touch, and of course the head at the top can be articulated. And speaking of articulation, the articulation's actually pretty fantastic here. You can see there's joints at the tops of the legs as well as at the feet, and then the arms are also mini ball joints which can be moved. So you can get some decently dynamic poses out of this build. It's nothing crazy, but I think it's pretty good. And I also like how they incorporated the shoulder pads up here just like on the original build. So overall, this is certainly a very wacky build, but for an optional alternative option, I think it's alright. I'm pretty happy with it. And so overall, what are my thoughts of this Polybag? I mean, I think it's just fine. This is a very easy set to skip if you have no interest, but if you're a fan of Ninjago and you just like small fun builds like this, I think you will still enjoy this one. Definitely not a bad build by any means, but also not one of my favorites. It would have been cool if it came with a minifigure or something, but it's not a huge deal that it doesn't. So yeah, overall, I just feel like I really don't have a ton to say about this one. It's a unique concept, and I do like when we get micro builds for Ninjago, but they really just haven't made too many overall, so something like this feels very much like a bonus, definitely not a must-have. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!